Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Liv's Thoughts. Today I want to talk about self-help in particular and how you can't read your way into being a better, more efficient version of yourself. You can only do so much. This is kind of similar to my video about are you consuming or doing? You can only consume so much before the action needs to occur for change to happen. I was hyper obsessed with self-help and changing myself and becoming this better version of myself for years. It was a super toxic cycle, and I think it made me, I don't want to say depressed, but never satisfied. I was never satisfied with the work that I had put in. I was never satisfied with the results I got. I was just like, I need more. This is not the person I want to be yet. I'm not the person I want to be yet, so I can't enjoy this. And I feel like, I don't want to say I missed out on life because that's definitely not true. I did a lot of stuff, but I wasn't present in the moment of life, and I wasn't enjoying the fruits of my labor. I wasn't enjoying reaping the seeds that I sowed. I didn't take any time to be thankful for the work that I've put in. And I think that every day is an opportunity to be thankful for the work you put in yesterday. That the brand LKSD, Loose Kid, their slogan is 1% better every day. And when you think of like just 1% better today, or 1% more focused on this today, it makes it easier to become this evolved version of yourself. We talked about this a while ago. My favorite video I've made so far in my life, honestly, is, and my favorite idea that I have come up with about evolving, is this idea that you evolve further into yourself. You spiral further into yourself. You don't step up. It's not a step up. It's not a climb the ladder. Yourself that you're going to become in a year is not better than the person you are today. It is not worse than the person you are today. It is just a more evolved version of yourself. And you have to understand, like, one thing that's been really very weird about getting older is this idea that I'm like, the older I know, the less I know, or the older I get, the less I know. And how sometimes I feel like I'm regressing. Like, there has been times this year that I feel like I have not physically regressed, but mentally, like, I thought I knew so much, and then I just like didn't know what to do. And I thought I had everything figured out, and then some of my symptoms with my BPD started flaring up again, and I was like, I feel like I've regressed as the person I am supposed to be. And that's just not true. You're just working with a lot more knowledge. You're working with a lot more life. And to have that amount of life just be put on you all of a sudden, and you kind of have to just figure it out, especially when you go through things as an adult. It is so much different than going through things as a teenager living in your parents' house. Like, you get to be really depressed as a teenager. Like, I know that's a weird thing to say, and you can still be depressed as an adult, don't get me wrong. But like, as a teenager, life almost stops for you when you are not doing well. At least in my experience. It is yes, life keeps moving, but it's also moving very slowly. This is the first time you've experienced this feeling. You're like trying to get through it. You're going through school, which when you are depressed is not very fun. You usually don't have friends that really understand you. Like, there's a whole plethora of things that go into this, but like, it feels like the world almost stops for you when you are younger and depressed or not feeling well or anxious or whatever it may be. But as an adult, you're sad, life keeps going. You're depressed, all right, well, you still have to go to work today. You still have to make money. You still have bills to pay. Like, it is stressful. And so when I kind of like realized this, it gave me a lot more self-compassion with myself for this idea of regressing, or like feeling like I don't have as much figured out. Of course I don't. I've never lived this life before, and I've never done something where the world doesn't stop in my tracks of like, oh, I'm sad. Yeah, you're sad, but you still have to do this, this, and this. You still have to continue on, and you still have to make it a priority to live your life and be present. And that in and of itself is difficult, and we don't talk about it enough. Like, this idea that young adults are just so stupid, like they're getting themselves in debt, like all this stuff. Of course, we don't know what we're doing. We're living in a world of uncharted territory. This is a world no one has experienced yet. It is scary. We are living in a very scary time. And so, of course, it's going to feel like stressful and all these things. Back to my original point of like, you can't read yourself into a new version of yourself. You can't do these things to become a different version of yourself. You have to act as a different version of yourself. You have to evolve deeper into yourself to become a better version of yourself. You have to discipline your way into a better version of yourself. Like, and I need to fix my language, my vocabulary here, and stop saying better version, a more evolved version. You are not a better version of yourself. You might have had a better physique, sure. You might have had better habits, sure. But you're also dealing with life's new stressors. You are just evolving deeper into the person you are. And I think when I was like pretty obsessed with self-help, this was 2-ish years ago. Like this past year, I've really been working on like taking a step back from self-help. Since I moved to Austin, honestly, I've taken a major step back, and it's allowed me to become a lot more present and a lot more like aware of my life, and I have enjoyed it so much. And I have even like, this is something I was talking about last night, is like, I don't have a lot of friends. Big surprise, big whoop-de-doo. I have friends in LA, don't get me wrong, but like here in Texas, I have 2 really close friends that I can say like talk to. I don't even talk to them every day. I talk to them once every few days. I don't see anybody on the regular except for my job. I don't have a lot of friends that I'm like can particularly count on right now. So it's very, this period of my life is very lonesome, and I'm okay with that. Like I'm not tripping about it. Like I'm not sad about it. I'm just like kind of accepting of the fact like right now in my life it's going to be a little different. And I was reading Oh, the Places You'll Go by Dr. Seuss, because I am a nanny to the girl that I nanny for. And in this book, like, there's a part where it's like, you're alone, and alone is something you'll quite often be. You'll see things that scare you right out of your pants, something about going on, you can't stand a chance or something like that, like some rhymey ass thing. And I'm reading these children's books, and it makes me think so much of like, we can simplify our problems. We choose to make them complex. We can simplify our problems and rationalize it a little bit better to what we are experiencing to help us stay more in the moment and understand it's not as big as it seems. And that's not to invalidate people's feelings or like what you're going through, because there's some shit in life that's very heavy and very hard to go through. But when we take a step back of like the normal everyday stressors, it's like, yeah, like we've been known. Like we know that there's going to be periods of life that you're going to be more alone. There's going to be periods of life where you feel like you're on cloud 9, like in the Dr. Seuss book, The Places You'll Go. There's this place where, or this part where he's flying in a hot air balloon and he passes the whole gang because he's taken on speed and he's in first place, and then gets hooked up on a tree and left in a lurch. And when he came down from that lurch, it's hard to get yourself out of what did he say? Like, you'll find yourself in a stuck place and it's hard to unstuck yourself. It's hard. It is hard. It's difficult. But when we stop, I don't even want to say pathologizing. When we stop we don't need a label for our pain. We don't need a label for the person you're becoming. You don't need a label for the change you're going through. You can just be. You can just evolve. You can just become different. You can just be different. You don't have to wait for permission. You don't have to wait for anything. You can just be. You don't have to read about it. You already know what to do. That's like the hugest part for me. It's like, I've known what I need to do. I've heard it. We all have social media. We hear it all the time. We actually do. We have people like Mel Robbins alive now, like telling us the let them theory. Like we have so many inspirational people that we have heard from. We've all heard the information. We know what to do. We just have to act and do it. And so like a huge part, I think, of self-help is this lack of action that stops us from evolving deeper and becoming the person we really want to be. So yeah, just a little food for thought this morning, something I've been thinking about. I have to go to work. Just kidding. I'm so excited. I love my job so much. I nanny the cutest little girl to ever exist. I'm obsessed with her, and it is the best job I've ever had. Just kidding. Not the best job I've ever had, but damn near up there. Anyways, because the washer and dryer is being so loud right now, I'm gonna let you guys go. Peace, love, and happiness. I will talk to you later and catch you in the next one. Bye.